Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible, beautiful, delicious day because it's a Sweden day. Inside Europe's gun crime capital. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Police helicopter flying over, blue and red lights. They're built like prison visits. I had no idea that the flats would be in this bad of a condition in Sweden.
I'm Spaniard.
That does not look like Sweden, guys. It doesn't look like the Sweden I've seen.
I was raised in the housing areas of Sydney City. Spent most of my youth and adult life in prison. And after a total of 13 years, I'm free and I'm out and about, flying around, sussing out the hoods all over the world. It's Oj.
Into the hood. Sweden has hoods. Okay.
Did you know that Sweden is the gun crime capital of Europe? It's surprising.
I've heard this, guys. I have heard this. I've heard that you're the gun crime capital. It's so weird because the Sweden that I've been learning about for the past year is not the Sweden. You know, I've not heard about this much. I've watched one video that, you know, skirted over the topic of gun crime in Sweden, but I didn't know it was this bad. Let me know in the comment section, is it in isolated areas of certain cities? Or is the gun crime, like, does it happen in, like, you know, the main touristy areas? Let me know. I think I know the answer. I think it probably is isolated in areas. It's still very scary and it's still a weird situation because I'm like, how are they getting the guns? How are they getting the guns? Because you're a country just like England, just like the UK, you're a country that doesn't, it's illegal to carry, right? It's illegal to have a gun. Your police officers don't, you know, carry guns. Maybe like you just have special forces that have guns, a bit like the UK. I'm guessing. I think it's quite a European thing, you know, that law. But how are they getting their hands on guns so easily in Sweden? And why is gun crime so high? Knife crime in the UK is high, but why is gun crime so high in Sweden? Let me know in the comment section below.
Surprising, isn't it? Safe old Sweden. Not so safe anymore.
Very.
I'm in Copenhagen. I'm not even in Sweden.
Oh.
But there's a funny thing. In Sweden, the most notorious dangerous place is not in the capital Stockholm. It's on the other side of the country in a city called Malmö. And the most notorious suburb of Malmö is a place called Rosengård. It's actually a very dangerous place. And the reason we're in Copenhagen here is because Malmö, being at the bottom of Sweden, is right across the water. It's just across the bridge from Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark. So
interesting. So Malmö is where he's saying this is where the roughest area, the roughest estate in Sweden is in Malmö in the far south, very, very close to Copenhagen, which is interesting. If they're just across the water, I'm guessing there are a lot of people from Copenhagen that go to Malmö, maybe to work, maybe to commute, maybe to do things. How many people in Malmö are actually Danish? I would like to know that as well. Interesting. Does that have anything to do with it? Is Denmark safe? Is Copenhagen safe? Even though it's a Swedish city. I don't know. Let's see.
It would have taken me 4 or 5 hours to travel from Stockholm. So I'm in Copenhagen and it's just a few trains away. It's an hour away. So we're heading there. The suburb of Rosengård is home of the famous soccer player Ibrahimovic.
All right.
I'm excited. I am nervous. It's freezing. We're doing hood tours in the dead set snow. We're going to the snowy killing fields. To get there, we've got to catch a train from here.
To be fair, when you go to like bad areas, it's better to go in the winter. In the summer, that's when normally it's like in the summer is when people are more likely to be on the streets, causing violence and trouble in bad areas. So yeah, winter's actually the safer part of the year.
Oh, Forum Station. Catch a metro train, getting off near the airport here, catching not a subway, a proper train that crosses the bridge into Sweden. Then once we're in Sweden, we're changing trains and catching it to the suburb Rosengard. So it's an hour and 6 minutes. It's 3 trains. I don't know the dynamic of crossing
That's really
countries on
quick.
the train. Do I see border patrol? Do I need a passport? I
Yeah.
have no idea. Got my passport on me anyway, so regardless. But anyway.
Would you need border? You wouldn't need border control just because of the Schengen agreement, right? Is it like all the European Union? You're part of the European Union, so it's like free movement between. I think that's how it is. When you enter Europe, it's kind of a visa for Europe. I think that's how it works. I just feel like, yeah, I don't. It's been such a long time since England's been part of the European Union. I've forgotten. I've forgotten, guys.
Hey, let's go. Leaving Copenhagen for Rosengard, Malmo. This is sketchy,
That's
bro.
slippy. Yeah.
The stairs are like frozen and slippery. All right, we're catching the M1. The train the station we're jumping off at is Orrestad.
Orrestad.
M1. English, please. How are you supposed to find Orrestad on this? Oh, there it is there. Alright, Orrestad's there. Zone 3, I guess. Other ticket zones. But who knows, bro? Adult. 3 zones. I think that's correct. Oh! Bro, that's our train.
You better rush, because you're going to miss that.
Perfect timing, cuz. What are you talking about? You know what I just clicked onto just then? These are driverless trains, lad. What's going on there?
Wait, what? Driverless trains? Okay, Denmark. And Sweden, I guess, because this train goes to Sweden, no? Driverless trains? Is that how you're going on technical and futuristic? Wow. That's freaky. Although I would love to be sat there because it's just so interesting to just be like, you feel like you're the driver because there's no one in front. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going off on a tangent. How do you guys feel about the future? Because obviously driverless vehicles and cars and taxis and trains are going to be the future because we have AI. And very soon, I believe that, like Uber. I don't know if you have Uber in Sweden. I think you probably do. But Uber is going to be, I believe, they will have self-driving cars. And yeah, they'll have self-driving cars. And a car without a human driving it will pick you up and drop you off at your destination. I can almost guarantee that they're working on that as we speak. Why? Because it cuts all their overheads, right? They don't need to employ any drivers. You know how much money they will save by teaching AI to drive a taxi and pick up a passenger and drop them off. A bit of a scary prospect, and people are not going to like it, but it's definitely going to happen. And they're going to test it in isolated cities, and they're going to do, a few vehicles at a time. It's going to happen. Come back to this video in whenever it happens and say you were right. This is what I think in my head, but I think it's going to happen. I mean, we've already got self-driving trains. What? Crazy.
I just clicked on, I looked up the front of the train and there was just a window. That's sick.
Wow.
And look, just in case you
Definitely
thought
gonna
the
be the
driver
future.
was at the back.
Bomba. Wow.
Oh, this is sick, lad. I swear. I don't think no, it's not, I have never been on a train that has no driver. What's going on, lad? I'm worried now.
And the thing is, everyone on the train is just like, no one's bothered. So the AI thing, AI situation, some people are like, oh, AI is going to kill us and AI is going to do this and that. It's like, well, no, actually, we're going to get used to it. Just like we're used to using our phones with a digital screen, just like you're used to watching YouTube and interacting with a person that's not actually there, but I'm here in your screen. We're going to do exactly the same thing with AI, and it's going to be normal to the new kids, you know, Gen Zs. They're going to be like, yeah, jump in an Uber, there's no driver. Of course there's no driver. Less margin for error. It's the future.
Now, we've took off from here. We're here. 2 stops. 2 more stops.
Wow.
Alright, this is where we're getting off.
So is he in Sweden now?
I don't know what that is, brother. It looked like that's the what you scan out, bro. I feel like an idiot. I just went and held my piece of paper at it, done nothing.
Is he in Denmark
From what
still?
I can see, apparently, see we went come down ways. Apparently, right underneath us is the train station.
Oh,
these
okay.
2 look.
He's still in Denmark.
Alright, that's our station. Alright, so to get underneath us, how do we do this? Alright, that's like a recharging your riding school. That's what that is. Well, I don't have a riding school. I'm confused, I'm annoyed, I need clear instructions. Alright, that's where we're going. Highly. But I don't know, bro, it won't sell me a ticket. What can I do, lad? I tried my best, I got the evidence here.
Where is he? So he's still in Denmark. He's still in Denmark right now. Orustad. Is that how I said it? I probably said it wrong. Urustad. I don't know. He's still in Denmark. He's getting a train
in the shelter. How cool are these little glass boxes that people wait in? Like this. These ones aren't really.
Does he not have? We have those glass boxes in the UK. Is that a European thing in colder Western European places where it snows and rains? We always have glass boxes outside and at train stations and at bus stops as well. I don't know if you guys have that as well. It's normal.
Fenced off, glassed off at the front. Those ones are fully encased. You can imagine. It's now, if you're wondering the date, I don't know when this will be released, but the date now is December the 3rd. So it's only the start of winter. And it's -4 degrees.
Damn!
Can only imagine Denmark deep in the winter, like just unbearable.
Wow.
These are life-saving devices, these glass.
He's right, because -4 in December, whatever he said, that's beginning of winter. So like January, February, it's freezing. And the thing is, Denmark, you're like quite south, so Denmark's not even like that north.
Glass boxes. No. This train looks like you need a ticket. What can I say, brother? The ticket machine was broken. It looks fancy, brother. We're gonna get harassed by ticket staff, lad. We've come on now this like land bridge crossover. Now it's just become a full-blown bridge. I think it's like this the rest of the way. All right, and half an hour later, I think.
So they're going over the water. So that is going into Sweden.
We are officially in Sweden.
Wow! Hello, Sweden.
Lucky I checked, lad. Almost missed the stop, Adelaide. Gazing out the window. I didn't know it was the first stop into Sweden. Here we are, bro, into Sweden.
By the way, let me know if I should do the exact same thing he's doing right now. Like, he obviously started in Denmark, Copenhagen, and is taking the train to Malmo. Should I do that? And then go from Malmo to Gothenburg, and then Gothenburg to Stockholm? Should I do that? That might be my itinerary. We'll see. Logistically how that would work.
I hope I don't have dramas getting out of here with no ticket. I'll just say I dropped the ticket, lad. Couldn't be bothered having a conversation. It didn't work, blah, blah, blah. I say I dropped it. There's our train. That's our train, bro. It says Malmo via Rosengard. It says it there. Oh, we're not getting off here. Not that there would have been an issue. Brother, that's our train, lad. What are you talking about? No! Lucky. Full made it, lad. Bro, all these trains are perfectly timed.
Wait, hold up. So he hasn't actually left the station yet. So he's just got on 2 trains without a ticket. Oh dear.
Alright, this goes straight to Rosengard, bro. Look how bougie this is, brother.
Very bougie.
Oh yeah. What's that?
The ticket.
Wait,
That's so awkward. Even that's awkward. Who wants to be on a train and then the conductor asking for your ticket and you haven't got a ticket? He's gonna get a fine. He will get a fine. I don't know what it's like in Sweden, but I know in the UK, if you're on the train without a ticket, especially some of the trains, you can purchase a ticket on the train, but most of the time, if you get on without a ticket, you'll get a fine. I think he'll be okay I think he'll be fine, no pun intended, if he says he got on the train from this station, but I don't know. This is awkward.
you want me to buy one here? I got money. Or credit card?
No, we don't buy it in the train, but in the station.
Alright, in the machine.
Yeah.
Alright, sweet. Thank you. Sorry.
That's how you defraud us, right? You just act like a dumb tourist.
That's terrible. That's terrible. She let him off because he's not from Sweden. See, Swedish people are really nice. You're very nice. In the UK, he would have none of it. He'd be like, where's your ticket, mate? Where's your ticket? No ticket. You can't travel without a ticket. I'm going to have to issue you a fine, mate. I'm going to have to issue you... That's what would happen in the UK. That's what would happen. She was so nice.
I know you're not supposed to buy it on the train, mate. I know what's going on, lad. 1-0 Spanian, 1-0 to me.
Terrible.
One stop away, we're at a station called Persborg, and I can see already that it's becoming all housing estates.
Wow, it's changing.
That's ghetto as, lad.
It's on. It's on as soon as we get off the platform. It's on. Sorry. I didn't know you gotta press it, bro. I'm used to Australia, lad.
Yeah, it looks
Look
like
at
all
this straight away at the station.
government housing.
Straight on the station. He's just blocks.
Free Palestine.
This is full on. But we just got off at the station, literally there. I had no idea that the flats would be in this bad of a condition in Sweden. This was unexpected. I don't know if this is the worst part or we're not even close to the worst part. We just got off the train and I'm shocked.
Wow. Yeah. Do you know, I'm also shocked, and I'll tell you why I'm shocked. Because he said he just got off the train. Actually, no, I saw he just got off the train. You saw that he just got off the train. Literally from the station, you can see this. At least in England, not at least, but in England, we have a lot of train stations within England to different various towns and cities. But when you get off, it's not immediate that it's, poor. It's as you venture out, it gets poorer. This is just there, like to see the poverty. Sweden. This is your best kept secret. I've watched a lot of beautiful things about Sweden, and I love Sweden. I've fallen in love with Sweden, as you guys know. But this is part of Sweden, so here we go.
They got like a Mo and a camera there, like saying like we're watching ya. They must Must get jumped. They must jump over. People must be jumping over and like stealing stuff or something.
Wow.
Look at these flats, bro. Like, I'm not kidding. Look at them. This is Sweden.
Wow. Wow. I mean, if you tell me that this is like New York or something, I believe you. Snowy, cold, run down, graffiti. Wow. Sweden.
Look at the buzzers. Oh, look at the quality of this structure. It's so bad.
I thought social housing and stuff like that in Sweden was really like of good quality. I don't know why I have this in my head. It just shows, you know, what all our countries, not just I'm not picking on Sweden, but our countries show the best parts of our countries. Do you know what I mean? Like to the world. Because I had it in my head that in Sweden, you guys have really well built, you know, buildings for asylum seekers and the homeless, and you know, you have a lot of social funding that is funneled, and you help immigrants and all that type of stuff. That's in my head, but actually looking at this, I'm like, this is clearly a neglected area of Sweden, in Malmö, in Rosengård. Rosengård is a neglected area. Why? I hope he gets to speak to somebody and ask them that question. Do you know what
I feel like
Do you know what it reminds me of though? The movie Let the Right One In. I don't know what that is in Swedish, but I did it on my Patreon. I'll post the poster for the movie. It reminds me of the first scene of that movie when she's outside and she comes outside and the boy's there, and you know what I mean. But it reminds me of like that kind of housing estate.
this is just the entirety of the suburb. If it is, that's off its head.
It's huge as well. It's like it goes on and on and on. Like these rundown buildings, there's so many.
The blocks are just numbered. I noticed C number 9. I can see that one says 6. That one says 8. It's pretty random, 6, 8, and then 9's behind us. But yeah, they're just simply numbered.
So big. It's like,
They're the worst.
Is there any nice parts? Like in the UK, like if you walk for a bit, you know, there are estates just like this, but if you walk at least like, you know, 5 minutes, you'll stumble on somewhere nice, because that's what they do. Especially in London, they put like really like, they sandwich everything together. Don't know if it's a good thing. They put, you know, blocks of social housing next to blocks of private residence, and everyone lives kind of together in a kind of a melting pot. But here, it just looks like a ghetto, like a big, large ghetto. Very quiet, but that's because it's winter.
I'll tell you a spin out fact. You'll probably see it within this shoot. See how low the sun is in the sky? It's 2 p.m. 2 p.m.
Wow.
2nd of December. It will be dark at about 3:30. It's the biggest spin out. It's actually pretty depressing. Of course, if you're from around here, you're used to it, but mate, as Australians, it gets dark at 9:10 sometimes.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. And the sun is like setting. It's winter though.
They're so secure. They're so secure.
Proper.
They're built like prison visits. Like you go visit one of the boys in prison. Those doors is like the doors you have to go through for prison visits. Every block. Yeah, police helicopter flying over, blue and red lights. It actually says police on the side. It's the first time I've done a hood tour and a police helicopter's been out about.
Oh, that looks rough.
All right, we're changing project style now. Look, they're coming like these. Looks like it would have been a big theme park. Because yeah, we're surrounded by projects, but every group of projects, mate, it has the biggest, I know it's frozen over now, but you can imagine beautiful garden areas, big structures, sports courts, basketball courts. Too bad it turned out like this, eh? Yeah, but I think that's the story with most projects around the world. They were always designed with utopian ideas, you know?
Yeah, but they're cheap structures. You can just see the types of buildings, like they're just thrown up. And yeah, initially it's like, oh, we're gonna, this big building, and we're gonna have so many people. We're gonna have green spaces. It's gonna be beautiful. But then the neglect comes in. They do it. They spend the money, and that's it. Done. There's no projects. They're not going back there to pump any more money into it. It's like once it's built, it's built. Once it's built, it's built. I'm gonna forget about it.
We'll make this like an affordable utopia where everyone will be frolicking in the playgrounds. Next minute shooting capital of Europe. I knew that one was unlocked.
Naughty, naughty, go inside. Ooh, that does not look good.
I was waiting to see one that looked unlocked. Definitely no attempt of mixing it through. A lot of governments like to, maybe it's a new thing, mix these public housing estates in with private to never let ghettos form.
That's exactly what I was saying, right? In London, that's what they do. They mix them together. In London, they mix like council estates with private to stop the kind of ghettos forming. Does it work? Not really. And it also forms a bit of resentment for private owners because they're like, well, I paid for this house and I'm living next door to someone who's, getting government subsidies to live in the same area. It's and then it forms resentment on the side of the person that actually does get government subsidies because they're like, I'm living here and I have to look at this guy, driving to work and have a good job and have a nice house and have all these nice things, and I live in the same area and I don't have that. So it can be a problem.
That was definitely beyond this era here. This is 110% public housing. Since we got off at the station, which in my time was about 50 minutes ago, and your time was maybe 10, there's not been one single privately owned house. You can see that.
Why are they all closed?
Some shops in amongst these flats. Just put here, there'd be things like a hot food shop, convenience store, a barber, the typical things you'd expect, a chemist, possibly a doctor, a convenience store.
Oh, they are open.
Restaurant, hot food store, barber, and a supermarket and a fruit store. Exactly what I said. Just what else was it gonna be? Maybe down the end there was like nail and eyelash salon for the women. Here we're walking through compounds of smaller blocks. Look, you can see 3-4 story blocks. I feel like these square compounds would be a chain going up through there. This is where I wanted to cross into. I've seen this on the drone. So if you cross this road, you're crossing into all like lighter grey projects over there. We'll walk through those.
Jeez. Mate, this whole entire... Is Rosengard a town or city or whatever? It's all public housing, all social housing. I mean, I don't know how I feel. It's like, it's a ghetto, right? Sweden's just been like, you know what? We're going to create this whole entire place and just put all the immigrants, all the poor people in this one area. We just don't want to deal with them or see them. I don't want to say it like that, but it feels that way. Like, we just don't want to see them, so let's put them there. Because, I mean, Sweden does have a history of, you know, taking undesirables from society and putting them elsewhere. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section below, but it's what I've learned so far.
Yeah, wow, look at them all.
Wow.
Bro, this suburb is full
Crazy.
on. There was no fucks given when designing this suburb.
It feels that way.
like
I'm sorry. It feels that way. It feels like Sweden said, we're going to build a huge suburb and just put all the undesirables in that area. And I can say this, right? I'm not dissing Sweden. You know I love Sweden. I can say this because I'm from England. And England, there's no Western country in the world that has done the most shit. No one can rival the United Kingdom when it comes to treating others badly. So don't worry about it. I can speak about this because I'm from the UK. The UK, the bullies of the world. So
It's like a shopping centre.
only America could rival the
Over
UK.
there says Rosengard Centrum.
Wow.
There's another 5 or 6 down there. But we'll head up this way.
That's a beautiful, beautiful mural. But you know what? It says a lot. It says a lot. In a lot of ways. As beautiful as it is, as you can see, it's a immigrant Muslim woman with her child. And it's painted on the side of a public housing building, run down and depressing.
See, the front of these buildings
It's
looks
not
like
a Swedish mother and son.
that. The back of the buildings looks like that. So when we look at them more this way, they look like this. Dingy. When you look at the back of them, they could pass off as decent apartments. But what I was going to say was, one shouldn't confuse the quality of the paint of a building with the criminality that goes on within its walls. I feel like a lot of people do that too often. They'll see somewhere and go, that's not even bad. They have flowers. You know what I mean? You can tell they're not from the life. That's some cheap ass structure. It's built with colour bond fencing. Although the backside of it's all concrete. I noticed these blocks here secured, security fences around them. None of the other blocks had them. That building there, whatever that is the first non-government housing building that I've seen in the past hour and a half since I've been here. To tell you the extent of the housing. I don't know what that is. Looks like a commercial property. It's probably the police station. Sorry.
It's probably is. Wow. The reason why it's so bad is just because it's just social housing. There's nothing like that in the UK.
Oh wow, it all begins again. I'm gonna go into the shops where I suss them out. German
Doner kebab.
doner kebabs. That's quite possibly the worst part yet. Aesthetically from here it appears so.
Poor, man. Very poor. You can just see how poor. I've been to areas like that. I used to work for a charity where we used to go to different areas in the north of England and do charity fundraising. I don't know if you have that in Sweden, where you stop people in the street. You get stopped by a charity worker and they try and get you to sign up to a charity. I used to do that job for a little bit when I was a lot younger, just after university. And I've been to some towns in England where they have poorer areas and their shopping centres look just like this. You can just see how poor this shopping centre is in this area. My God, this is like a neglected part of Sweden for sure. God. All immigrants as well. Wow.
Well, that was confusing. I did not expect that. I expected a lot better shop. Oh, well then again, we're in the ghetto, aren't we?
Yeah, that shopping mall is horrible.
That definitely was not like any of the shopping centres in Denmark just across the bridge, I'll tell you that.
It's not like any of the shopping centres that I've seen in any other videos in Sweden. It's like, it really is. Sweden is bad. It is bad, guys. You must admit. It is like Sweden has just said, we're going to put all the undesirables, all the immigrants, all the poor people in this one area. Just dump them all there. Very sad.
I don't know, I always thought of Sweden as some great place. You know, the lefties always carrying on about Sweden is the example of the world and we should do everything they do.
Wow.
The pinnacle of civilization. So I must just misconception. Let's continue.
This is it's quite shocking, guys. I love Sweden.
Oh, lads, this is the worst part yet. Without a doubt.
Wow.
Those flats are hood AF, bro. We're in the thick of it here, bro. We're in the thick of it here. Secured shutters. Like, bro, look at the quality of the balconies, the balcony doors. Biggest shock so far, this part here, man. Biggest shock. This compound here, between all here, is the first time that I've felt that I need to be cautious with the camera. I've been strolling happy days, camera out. Until this point, I don't know, the vibes, nothing I can explain. Nothing has happened.
Yeah. I can tell as well, looking at that, that's an even poorer part of this suburb. Sweden. God.
You know, we run our feelings, you know. Right here, I just thought to myself, all right, maybe I should just like ilche with the camera. You've got to be fucking kidding, man. Come on. I don't know how much further I can walk, bro. So we've just walked through here and I've just come up over there is a whole new set of projects on projects with a different design, bro.
Sweden. Rosengård is a problem. Rosengård is a problem. I don't know whose idea in your government was to just create loads and loads of cheap housing complexes in this area of Sweden and just dump all the immigrants and asylum seekers and poor people. But it's a problem. And when you've got something like this, no wonder you have gun crime and drugs and problems. Imagine living there and just not being a young kid and not being able to get out of that. All you see is that. Walls upon walls upon walls upon walls of very horrible looking buildings. And being a child and then, you know, having access to social media and seeing people living great lives and seeing other parts of Sweden and being like, oh my God, they've got all this stuff. Like, what do you have to live for? Where do you feel like there's opportunity for someone that's like you that lives in this type of area? Sweden, this is a problem. Seriously.
There is without a doubt, there is no doubt that this has the largest amount of public housing in one area that I have been to, hands down.
Wow.
The ratio here is 100% public housing.
It's crazy.
I don't know how long this is going to go on for. It's getting worse and worse. The further we get away from the station, we got off at the station and it was immediate. And I thought it was relatively...
It's like, make it, you know, it's going to be bad, the first housing complex of the train station, but obviously you put your best foot forward the closer you are to the train station, right? That's normally what a government would do. Like, yeah, make it a little bit nice about a train station. You don't want to make it too bad. But as you move further away from the centre, it gets worse. And that's what's happening here. So we've seen all this horrible housing and it's getting worse.
Relatively bad at the station. This is like a ghetto compared to what was going on at the train station. It's legit. The word I can use at this point is depressing. It's got to the point where it's, oh, novelty. Oh, public housing. Whoa, there's a lot of them. Whoa, this is sort of getting bad. Oh, it's getting a bit dirtier. And then bang.
It's sad.
Depressing.
Very, very sad. Guys, just imagine growing up in that environment. It's not the fact that you grow up in a building that looks like that. It's the fact that you're enclosed. There's no getting away. At least in places like London, if you live in a building like that, you can walk down the street 10, 15 minutes and see opportunity, see nice things. Here, they can't see any nice things. They can't see. They can get on their bicycle and ride half an hour down the road and it still looks the same. There's no getting away. No wonder there's gun crime and violence and drugs and illegal activity in a place like that. That's prison. Even their shopping centre looks run down. Like, this is bad.
In the direction, talking one straight direction that we have relatively walked with a little left and then a straight, from the train station, it seems that is the end here, finally. If I was to walk this direction straight back to the station, I promise you I'd be walking between these projects for close to 30 minutes.
Wow.
That's mind-blowing. Over there, you can see it's a main road, and beyond that, it looks like a normal city beyond that. Nice apartments, private housing. So this is right up at the back end of it. Keep in mind that we only just walked all from up here. If we walked down here 5 minutes and then walked all the way back down again, it would be all new, which is the way I got to walk back to the station.
This area is a problem.
And this whole side, and all that side we just walk through is this mad, like winter playground. I can hear kids in there having fun too. That's good. I could be completely wrong, but this appears to me to be some sort of school in the middle of these projects up at the back here. Mind you, there's probably a couple schools. We're right at the back of Rosengard. I could be completely wrong. Tell me this doesn't appear like a school to you.
It does seem like a school.
Yeah, it's a school.
Yeah.
Class 1B.
Of course you need a school. There's that many kids and families that live in that area. What do you teach kids that live in that area, blood? Like, is there a way to get out? Is there a way to get out of the situation that they're in? Jeez. Mate.
Being an Australian, I always envied snow places, you know? Like, it's cool, like, you live in the snow. Imagine being in class and you come out and have snow fights. But I think it's the case of the grass always greener on the other side. I think I've had this conversation in another episode, but I'm having it again, right? The people here probably hate it. They probably look at Australia and just be like, that is paradise.
It is.
Come to some sporting arena.
There's nothing worse than like living in a horrible area, but in like the snow. But I guess because we're from Europe, living in Europe is different, I guess. But it's horrible.
Here's the deal: if I can juggle this ball more than 20 times first go, you gotta like and subscribe. All right, that's the deal. Mind you, I'm not a soccer player, so 20 times is quite an accomplishment, right? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, brother, that's a like and subscribe. I lied to yous. I'm quite the socceroo, brother. Boom!
It is quite good, actually.
I got yous, mate. Yous got hustled. That's a like and subscribe. Alright, that's it. That's the whack. Into the hood, Rosengard, Malmo.
Wow.
Sweden, Europe's, not just Sweden's, Europe's gun crime capital.
Well, we didn't see any gun crime or anyone hanging around, but I think it's just too cold for any ghetto activity in the video. But what can I say, guys? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And if you want to know why there's gun crime, I mean, that's just a little bit of a clue right there. Just the way it looks. Just the way it's look. You can't dump a group of people in one place and just neglect them. Neglect their area. Don't, provide nothing for those kids to look for. These young people, what are they going to do in that area? There's nothing to do. Their shopping centre looks like it's horrible. There's nothing for them to do. There's nothing to entertain them. Doesn't seem like there's any community centres. Doesn't seem like there's any opportunities. It looks horrible. Period. Horrible. I'm not surprised that it's the capital for gun violence. Gun crime. What's your government doing about it? Do you even hear about Rosengard where you're from? Let me know in the comment section below. I would like to know. Guys, thank you very much for watching. It was a bit of a depressing one. But until the next one, I will see you very soon.